Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of The Second Chances. As always, we're going to start with our thank yous, of which go out to Critical Role for creating the wonderful world of Exandria that we get to play in every Monday night on Twitch, if you happen to be catching us on YouTube. As well as to a bunch of artists whose music we use here, such as Reliquary Records, Dungeon Glitch, Critical Role, Hunter Rogertson, and Borislav Slavov. Go and check them out on Spotify or wherever it is that you stream your music and add some cool tracks to your home sessions. Last we left The Second Chances, they had made a few different deals with the Hag, one of which was that if they were to go to the Far Realm and bring back a piece of the Crawling King's prison, one of the betrayer gods who was imprisoned on the far side of the Far Realm, near where it butts up against the Underdark, that she would be able to help reverse the damage that he had caused on the Pallid Grove when the portal there had opened up and nearly became an anchor. So you all jumped into a swirling pool and were teleported off to the Far Realm, where you immediately were attacked by a bunch of slots, but made pretty quick work of them. Not before Corey had a small bout of madness and hit Zealous with a 40 damage firebolt. You're able to rein things in, get things under control. Made a new friend, a odd Gith character who has clearly lost their mind as well, who you all tried to name Guy, but who thinks that you named them Paper, and you've entrusted your journey with this Gith as your guide, and the first thing that happened was you were swallowed by an Astral Dreadnought.
What we get for trusting him.
Indeed.
Not the best use of a ring of water walking I've ever had, admittedly.
So with that, we'll go ahead and jump right back in.
Where everyone is Wilhelm screaming.
Pretty much.
Let's start with everyone making a
new character.
I'd like to introduce you all to my new character. He has not been eaten by an Astral Dreadnought.
I need wisdom saving throws from everybody, please.
Why?
Because you just got swallowed by an Astral Dreadnought. This is your madness check.
I'm pretty darn tootin' mad.
Why?
I just got swallowed.
Yeah. Does Callie get to pick two people to love?
You know what? Sure.
We all just like are skydiving and it just grabs two people.
Yeah.
For Hora.
And in fact, since you can already see everybody's result, I want you to just roll 2d6 if it's a just roll 2d6 and let me know what you get.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Zealous and Maeve.
Shit.
Yep.
All right.
Congratulations, you two got 25s.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if we were the right people for that, but that's okay.
That's too shooting.
Too late. Yeah.
What
are we gonna do?
Let's see. Zana needs to roll. Let me see if she has an Indomitable. Because she rolled a natural 1.
I know she spent it in the fight
I can give her an inspo. Would that help?
It would not. You know what? She's going to use a lucky point.
Oh, there you go.
Much better, Zana.
Okay.
Much better. All right. Well, good news. Everybody passed their madness check.
Oh, good. What is the madness check increase or is it the same DC? Or does it depend? You don't have to tell me. I just didn't know if okay. So it depends. Got it.
Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe I just want you to go mad thinking about it. All right. Wait, no, I don't want that one either. This one will work. So as you all watch this massive maw open up and begin to encompass you, this thing is so large, you're not even sure if this thing necessarily saw you and thought, oh, snacks, or if it just happens to be passing through with its mouth open and you
Now we're fucking plankton.
head
Yeah,
into
exactly.
it. Now, some of you have been swallowed before.
We have.
You know what to expect. You kind of know vaguely what's happening. So it's odd as the darkness begins to take you, and it feels more akin to using a misty step or a dimension door. There isn't the heaviness or the moisture of the far realm. There isn't, if Astral Dreadnoughts have saliva or whatever would normally coat the throat of such a creature. Suddenly you're just somewhere else.
That wasn't nearly as bad as the blood toad.
It's, the temperature change here is different. It's comfortable. You look around, the majority of what you see reminds you of sort of a small blank demi-plane. Darkness just sort of goes on into forever as far as what you could see. But in front of you, there is a large chunk of a building, a few stories up, ornate, beautiful-looking brickwork, and large double doors.
Wait, did we all die and we're just like hallucinating?
It's interesting we all see each other if we're all dead.
I'm
mean,
pretty sure
You
I should
could
be
be
seeing
a
Sarah's.
figment of my imagination.
I'm
That's
sorry, I'm a figment of your imagination. When you
I mean,
die.
I'm not mad about it.
Hey, look, I'm not, speaking of things I'm not mad about, like, homie needs to chew. That's a
Uh,
whole building.
I mean, I'm glad he didn't.
That's what I mean. I'm not
chew.
mad that he didn't, but,
Okay.
like, that
Wait.
can't be good.
Well, maybe he doesn't need to. Where?
Is Crazy Fucker with us?
Paper is with you.
His name is.
Paper, is this where we're going to find the Crawling King?
No.
Have you been swallowed by one of these things before?
Yep.
What happens?
Points. Came here.
And how did you get out?
Quincy. Quincy will send you out if he likes you.
Who's Quincy?
The doors
that-
suddenly fly open, and you see standing in those two double doors a horned devil, who is wearing a like a vest with like a tie, you know the look that they have in like sort of the older like law movies where like the lawyer's at home and they're like working late. So they don't have like the full suit on, but they're just wearing like the nice vest.
Tie, nice shirt.
Yeah,
Sexy
exactly.
look. Got it.
Has on these sort of small spectacles that sit just at the end of his nose, so when he's reading, he uses them, but otherwise sort of sees out over top of them. The doors swing open, and this horned devil, massive horns that like go up and around towards his back goes. He has a book in one arm. We have guests. Well, this is new and doesn't happen often. Please, come on in then. Make sure you take your shoes off at the door. I'll get Quincy. And he turns and walks back inside. You can see now from outside, there's a small desk just inside that has a candle burning at it. And even though you can only see a portion of this building, about 20 feet to the left, sorry, 20 feet to the right, and then another sort of 20 feet going down the corner with these doors being right on the corner of it. It looks like this chunk was just like ripped off of a building, but looking in, it goes on for far, far further than what the outside would suggest.
It's bigger on the inside.
You think we actually need to take our boots off? Because these take a while to get on.
You watch as Paper
would.
walks up and sits down and isn't wearing shoes, but mimics as though he's taking shoes off and then walks in.
All right, she'll start unlatching her greaves and work on getting her boots off.
I'm taking my shoes off.
Zana does the same, takes her boots off.
Prestidigitate, like, my footsteps. Is that okay?
No.
The Horn Devil is in and out of sight. So you decide if that's okay, Corey.
Zealous mimics taking off boots like Paper did.
I love it.
Or you could lie and say it's a part of your being. If you want.
How about we don't piss off
That's
whoever
kinda
lives
weird.
here?
Yeah, I don't. Whoever Quincy is, I think we're just gonna follow the instructions until otherwise stated. They could have said no weapons.
What if they have like a bunch of glass or like Legos on the floor, and that's why they're saying that?
What are
We'll-
Legos?
We'll deal with that when it comes.
I had
Yep,
Mega Blocks when I was growing up.
Roz takes the plates off her boots, puts those in her pack, and then puts her boots in her pack too. All right.
Maeve's trying to unlace her knee-high boots over here. Her thigh-high, depending which artwork you're using of her.
We'll air out the fungus.
Ew.
All right.
All right. So
Sit down as
after
well.
5-ish minutes of everyone taking off their appropriate equipment, you head inside. As you start to walk through this library, you see rows upon rows upon rows of books. Well, I guess I might as well just ask. Who speaks Celestial?
I do.
I do.
So the rest of you can't understand what any of these book titles say. Maeve and Leo, you do. They all seem to be names. The books are large, they're thick. The names are written in a golden ink that, as light touches it, kind of shimmers in sort of a silvery kind of way as well.
Do I recognize the names?
No, I wouldn't say that you don't recognize them as being anyone that you would know personally. But as you're walking by, you see a section of, all sort of J names, for example. Hundreds upon thousands of Johns. These shelves go up impossibly high to where you would need to cast fly in order to get to certain levels.
Why are there so many? So I guess my question is: do they sound like average mortal names, or they
Yes.
sound like?
Yes, and as you go from row to row, those names change. But you notice that in the J
Yeah.
names, for example, there's large
Wait.
swaths of the
I-
same kinds of names.
Can I go in the T section?
Um,
Can I find my name?
Hermia says in Roz's head, okay, I might be crazy, but what if the reason Paper doesn't have a name is because he gave it to this person?
What?
Paper said he doesn't know who his name is. Oh shit, I can't read it, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
I say Roz doesn't know what any of these books say, so she doesn't understand.
Say out loud. These books have just names of
Okay.
people in Celestial.
Okay.
And then she's gonna
And then
give her
Hermia will
name.
say her random thought.
What does that mean?
What if he, takes people's names?
Like a fae?
Kinda. Except, you don't remember who you are when he takes your name.
Okay, well, we probably shouldn't give him our name then.
Okay.
As far as looking for your name, Maeve,
Yeah, I
that
was
could
just
be
curious.
something that you do at some point, but continuing so far, you don't notice like the T's yet. Whatever section you're
Okay.
in is sort of all the same letter, if you will. But you continue on in the direction that you saw the horned devil go, and eventually come to another corner of the library where there is a spiral staircase that sort of leads up. And you see up at the top of it, the horned devil leans over and goes, kind of looks at all of you. Did anybody leave their shoes on?
No.
All right.
Corey, did
I
you
don't
take your
think so,
shoes
no.
off or leave them on?
I took them off.
Okay.
But you see that he kind of scans from person to person as if ensuring, and kind of gives you a nod and he goes, all right, up you come then. He's waiting. He's just finishing his tea, so if anyone needs any, don't say that we weren't good hosts.
I just will direct people to the spiral staircase that I found.
As you all head up the spiral staircase, you find yourself in a loft-like living space up here. There's a few desks. You see a bed over in the corner. There's a small sort of kitchenette area. It seems very out of place compared to the library downstairs. But up here, sitting in this sort of large, ornate chair at a small table with a tea set on it, one leg folded over the other, teacup and saucer in hand, you see a planetar in similar duds to the horned devil. And he looks up. Well, indeed, this is an occasion. It's not often that we see guests within here, but I suppose old doubloon brings all sorts in every once in a while. Please, find a seat. Bray, why don't you see if any of them want any tea? Get them some tea. Biscuits? Any of you? Biscuits?
Sure.
Sure.
Tea and biscuits. And you watch as the horned devil gives like a long, drawn-out sigh and starts to trudge over to the little kitchenette area.
Does he need help with that? Because I can go help him.
Bray, do you need... Oh, no, I got it. It's fine.
You're a planetar and you employ a devil?
Employ isn't quite the term that I would use, but it is
You enslave the
a...
devil.
Partnered?
You hear a laugh come from Bray as you say partnered.
Yeah.
Let's just say that the contract is one of his own making. Sorry, introductions perhaps are more in order. My name is Quincyzatl. You may call me Quincy. And the gentleman there is Labrejas. He goes by Bray for short. And you have stumbled into the lost library of Ioun's... Robbie can never quite say this word correctly. Athenaeum?
Athenium?
Oh.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Of Ioun.
Yes, the
Well,
knowing
that's-
mistress, one of the
Yes.
prime deity. Sorry, what world are you from?
Exandria?
Exandria.
That's
Then
such a complicated
yes,
question.
Indeed, I thought that I could
I pat your shoulder.
sense certain, we'll say, auras about a few of you. Sorry, where's my manners? Seats, he snaps his fingers, and you watch as chairs from various parts of the room sort of slide out and around and sort of come up to the table, so anyone who can take a seat may.
Take a seat.
Bray comes over and sets more teacups and a plate of biscuits down on the table. Well, if you need anything else, let me know. I'm going back to my reading. And he trudges back towards the stairs and heads down.
What?
Appreciate it,
Thanks,
Bray.
Bray.
Liquor?
Wait, babe, did you say like all the books are in Celestial? So
I
can that
did.
devil read Celestial?
He can. He's also had plenty of time to learn, even if he couldn't when we first got here, but indeed he can. But enough about us. What brings you here? We don't often get visitors.
We got eaten by a big thing.
That much is
We're
obvious.
trying to
I think he meant
swim
to
to
the
the
far.
crawling
Oh, to the
king.
far realm. Yeah.
Oh,
we're
are we
looking for the
currently
crawling
in
king.
the far realm? Interesting.
Oh, you traverse through the plains.
Well, the
Maybe that-
doubloon, the Astral Dreadnought, is able to do so. They are normally normally can find them in the astral sea, for example. But yes, they have the ability to traverse from plane to plane to plane.
Oh.
Can you control it?
If only.
Oh,
It's unfortunate. Well, yes, we are coming to the far realm. It's a bit of a long story, but we need to go to the jail of the Crawling King and take a piece of its structure.
And you watch as he kind of scrunches his nose a bit.
I understand this sounds ridiculous, but
For
It's one
what
important deal.
reason could... well, I suppose there are two questions here. The first is, what reason would mortals entertain the thought of going anywhere near even the imprisoned betrayer gods?
do
Are you
know-
ill? Like in
No.
your head? Were you dropped as a child?
No, no. Do you know anything about the Pallid Elves?
Palada. No, it's not ringing any bells.
The Crawling King, due to some things we're working on, some planar disturbances, the Crawling King had been able to assert some influence over the Pallid Grove, causing its disease and destruction. And the best deal we found to help fix it was
On
to-
Exandria?
Yes.
Yeah, the barriers between realms and worlds are starting to break down. We've been given the ability to repair them to an extent,
What?
but one of them that broke down in her home let the Crawling King spread his influence there.
Dreadful.
Yeah, that's a word for it. So, we made a deal to get a piece of the Crawling King's prison, and it can be used to help
Heal it.
heal Belgrade.
To be honest, we thought the far realm was just like a far planet, not this soupy world thing.
No, it's a nightmare of a place, even by the standards of demons and devils.
I wouldn't say I'm dropped as a head, but very desperate.
I guess now that I think about it, it's amazing how similar desperation and mental illness can look, huh?
Yeah. So. You had a second question, I think?
Right, what was the first one I asked? Why would you?
Yes.
No, I can't remember what the second one was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hate when that happens.
So, do you know how to get out of here? Because I'm pretty sure the Crawling King isn't here.
No, he's not.
We need to kind of get back to hunting him.
Sure. I could aid you in that endeavor, but the problem is mortals who often seek to procure some aspect or power of the gods rarely leads to desired or positive outcomes. Myself, obviously, being a creation and warden of the divine, I can't say that it would be within my programming, we'll say, to allow you to do that. So why is it that you think taking a piece of the Crawling King's prison will help?
Person who seemed powerful enough to assist is what they demanded.
Does the name of the Prism Sage mean anything to you?
He sits and ponders for a moment. No, I can't say that it does. We've been away from Exandria for quite some time.
You swung by Torres lately?
I can't say that means anything to me.
Cool.
No, we've been here since sometime before, or around the time that I believe you mortals were referring to it as the Calamity.
Done.
How long has it been?
How long? How many years has it been? Robbie?
About 1,000 years.
1,000.
It's
Been a
thousands.
long
Mhm.
time.
Over 1,000 at this point. Of our mortal years, so to speak.
Hey, that's when your people's gods were locked behind that wall, right? We're talking about?
It's when the gods were they reacted by locking themselves away. Yes, but that was the calamity is what
Oh,
caused that.
wasn't that when the Plague of Eyes reared its head too?
I don't know.
Was that the calamity?
It was during the claim that happened, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, during the
Interesting,
calamity.
interesting. So the calamity ended. The prime deities, the victors.
Yes.
Seems
Although
like
they
the last
left-
1,000 years.
They had to lock themselves away also.
Hmm.
So their influence has diminished since probably when you knew them.
Interesting. You can see that there is a disappointment with like a tinge of anger to the way that he kind of reacts to that.
Is there a different result that you were expecting?
No. I would just think that within 1,000 years that the gods, at least the knowing mistress, may have attempted to seek out that which was lost and stolen from her. And he kind of gestures to the library below. You see Bray and his ilk had hatched a plan using an Astral Dreadnought to steal a section of the Knowing Mistress's Eternal Library, and they were successful in doing so. To an extent, I was able to intercede and end the majority of his comrades, but Bray was able to complete a ritual that bound his existence to the library here, and so should one end, so too will the other.
So you've been hoping for Ayun to return to claim this. Am I understanding correctly?
Yes.
Well,
Ayun's kind of trapped on the other side, I think.
Well,
no, that's not what I'm thinking, though.
as are we. The far realm is outside of the inner plane, so this gate thing that you mention shouldn't stop them.
What are you thinking, Maeve?
I'm
I-
confused. How does this do? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. So, like, the divide gate, is it only surrounding like the inner planes?
Is this? We'll say this is Katie
This
asking
is-
because
this is Katie,
Hermie
because
would ask.
I'm
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the divine gate keeps the gods from interacting with the mortal world. It doesn't necessarily keep them sectioned off into their own planes. So
where would the far realm be in that?
the far realm is outside of all standard cosmology. So you have the prime material plane and the Feywild and the not the Everdark, the Shadowfell are inner realms as well, because they're sort of just outside of the prime material plane. And then outside of that, you have the plane of fire, water, earth, the elemental planes. Those are considered outer. And then beyond those are things like the Hell, Elysium, Limbo, etc. And then the far realm is the least understood realms of them all and is beyond even those. And there are some theories that there is only one far realm in the entire multiverse, and it threatens all cosmologies.
Okay.
Well, maybe this is a crazy thought I'm having, but many of us have been our champions of other divine members. Maybe it is no accident that we're here.
Perhaps. Maeve is the chosen of Sehanine. I am of Avandra, Leo of Sarenrae.
Oh, the Pallid Elves are Sehanine's chosen.
Yes, that's correct.
From living underground for so long, I assume. I see. Yes, then I do know of the Pallid Elves. My apology, they weren't quite so pallid when they were first created.
You're right. We were forced underground, I think, by the time you would have known us, and
I remember the
recently
events
came
of
up.
that happening, yes.
And, well, we've recently come above.
Well, yes, I do believe that we can help you. Of course, I can get Doubloon to spit you back up. That's no problem.
Thank you. Can I ask what these books are of names?
Yeah, well, of course. The Athenaeum of Ioun, the Knowing Mistress, is all accumulated knowledge that ever was or ever will be.
Is this people?
The lives and stories of people are included in all accumulated knowledge.
So we probably shouldn't go looking for our names.
It may not even be here. It's just a small section.
Do you
Well, I
want
have
to
this
get out of
iron
here? 'Cause
stone.
this place, I mean, it's not bad, but it seems a little like it'd be rough being here for 1,000 years.
Oh, the company could be better. That part is for sure. But unfortunately, I am eternally linked here for as long as Bray is linked to the life of this place. So until something with the power to undo that tether and reunite it with the rest of the library, then yes, this is unfortunately where I will remain. But I will perhaps take solace in your theory that you being here may not be an accident, and perhaps when you get back to Exandria, you could find a way at some point to get word. I'd hate to think that
Yeah.
we had been forgotten after all that I have sacrificed.
What you need is a champion of Ioun.
Hmm.
I think.
Who is?
Or just anyone who could offer her a prayer that she would hear.
I mean, we could probably do something like that, couldn't we?
We certainly could try.
Bray's not going to try to kill us if we do something like that, would he?
No, Bray is a weak, pathetic little thing.
True love.
Zealous, Maeve, and Leo.
Chris had to leave.
Oh, we did. Sad face.
Yeah.
Each of you make a perception check for me.
The two of us?
Yep.
Yep, you got it. Oop. 30.
Leo.
16 plus 12.
Okay. The two of you hear sort of a snide, offhanded comment come from the front, near the front of the library. Maeve, you think it sounded something like, "That's not what you said last night."
Oh.
If any of you had or
Hey.
got the vibes of like, well, they've been trapped here for a while, like,
Yeah.
things happen. Things happen.
Hey,
There is,
Dave
there
knows
is,
what she's saying.
There's only one
There
bed.
is
Is that what you're
one-
trying to tell me?
there is
Yeah.
one bed that you see up here. Correct.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I fucking called it. Anyway.
Well, if we're in the Far Realm, of course, we can get Doubloon to spit you back up, but the Far Realm is also a very inhospitable place, so if you would like to take the chance to rest, here is as good of a place as any.
Is there anything you require of us in return for your hospitality?
He thinks for a moment. No, I don't think so. If by some miracle you make it back to the prime material plane, perhaps see what you can do about, looking over those of you. We have one who curries the favor of the Change Bringer, the Moon Weaver, the Wild Mother, the Everlight, and even the young Raven Queen. So
Yeah.
perhaps use what influence you can to remind the knowing mistress that she has some lost things that need finding.
Can do.
We might
Crazy
need
thought.
like something from this place, like a tuning fork, if we have to come back here to facilitate it, though.
She should be able to find it, knowing what you know now. That should not be out of her realm of infinite wisdom and power. But I'll see what I can do.
Does she have like a major like temple, like how the Raven Queen has like her temple in Vasselheim?
You would know that the Cobalt Soul is technically a temple to the Knowing Mistress. And there is one in a lot, like basically the major cities, so.
Okay, but nothing that like is the same level as like the Raven Queen Temple of Vasselheim.
Like, is there like what would be
It
like
just seems
the
like
like
that,
the
like-
main place?
Yeah, like a location where like her influence is like strongest, I guess.
We can go to find some ziggurats. Those are Ion temples.
Hermia, make either a we'll say you can do a religion or a history check.
They're both the same, so it doesn't really matter. 16 plus 7.
16 plus 7, okay.
23.
Yeah, I would say that the largest one that you know of would be the one in the Empire, in Wildmount.
Can I ask the Quincy? Is his name Quincy?
Yes.
Or did I make that up?
Axolotl.
Yeah, Quincy for short. I would say that based on the information that he's given you, the fact that he's been here, like the Calamity hadn't finished by the time he got trapped here, so he doesn't
Oh,
have...
he wouldn't really know.
No,
Like,
Right.
he wouldn't.
Correct.
Okay.
So the biggest one that you know of is the one in the Dwendalian Empire, because the Knowing Mistress is one of the 6 deities that is approved for worship there.
I guess if we don't have luck there, we could probably ask somebody there.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
I'm sure we could ask someone in the Cobalt Soul, if nothing else.
Niles!
Yeah, Niles, there we go.
Would you like a big mission?
Well, thank you for your hospitality. We'll gladly take a chance to catch our breath.
Yeah.
Of course.
Are we allowed to look through this library? Or is it not recommended?
He looks at you for a while, Maeve.
I don't wish
Are
to intrude.
you simply curious by nature, or is there a particular question you're hoping to have answered?
Both?
I am curious about something.
Yes.
If there's any.
You got a fiction section?
Well, that was second. My first question was, do you know if there's any record from a time before the gods?
For what reason?
We're dealing with an enemy that claims to be before the gods.
His brow kind of furls a bit as he tries to sort of comprehend.
Have you heard of the architect?
You don't mean the time on Exandria before the gods?
No. I mean, like, the beginning of existence, maybe?
Progenitor of the gods.
The gods are eternal. They have always been. They are the
But who
ones that
created
create.
them?
They created us. They created you. But they have always been here.
Okay. So, could be the guy's a liar.
We technically don't know who the architect is.
Well, he could be a liar. You don't know who he is, do you?
He seems genuinely confused and
I'm guessing because he's a
also
planetary.
looks to be a bit disturbed, as well as he just kind of like looks back and forth between the lot of you as you're talking.
Well, either way, he's like, this dude we're fighting is a heretic and we're gonna take him down. So I was just curious if maybe he was speaking truth, but judging by your expression, he probably isn't.
You believe that you're speaking truth?
What? Right now? I don't know what the truth is. But if you're
fighting someone who claims to have created the gods?
Did he, this is Katie asking, did he actually say, like, he created the gods? I thought, like,
We've
he
never
said
talked
he, like,
to him.
Yeah.
No,
created everything.
The oracle, at least the oracle that I remember, said that he was a progenitor
Mhm.
of the gods. Whether that's actually the case or not, that's just what.
But yes,
We've been
you
told.
you have been told that he we refer to him as the architect and as like a person, but she's also said that he is a force of nature more than an entity. But yes, that the architect was the one who created the gods.
That's fine.
Mhm. But as you're asking these questions, talking about this, the planetary seems genuinely confused. As far as he knows, the gods are eternal.
Okay. I mean,
Yes, we have a fiction section. Any fictional book ever written or that ever will be written is available. Whether or not it's here or not is of another concern, but you are free to peruse.
Roz hurries off to go find the fiction section.
Know that if you find your tale, it's not going to give you the answers that you think you want. It is going to show what has been, what is, what will be, and what could have been.
Well, I'm assuming that my books are all under B for badass, so doesn't look like you have that part here, so I'm going to just go see if you got any of the Wisteria books in. Deuces.
Make an investigation check for me, Roz, and put it in the chat. Go ahead, Maeve.
Yeah.
I was hoping perhaps to look into something more historical. But it would be post-calamity, so I don't know if that would be here.
The library works in interesting ways, so you could always take a look and see if the title you're looking for ended up here or not.
Through the people.
What was that?
I won't look through the people.
Oh.
The names of the people that you were mentioning before.
Well, if there's anything else you need, don't hesitate to let Bray know.
Thank you. A while ago, Robbie, you had mentioned, or at least since we had started this, the Oracle had mentioned that what mission we're doing has been done before by a different group of people. I am hoping to find...
Oh, interesting. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me, and this will determine the probability.
My +1 with advantage.
Mine's +8 if you want to channel it.
Oh, I probably should have done that. Well, 19's okay, I guess. 19.
Okay. Now roll a D100 for me.
$19.
Guess what you needed? A 1 through a 19.
Fuck yes.
We'll start with Rosalind. You go and look for some Wisteria books.
Yeah.
Are you hoping to find the ones that you knew and read as a child? Are you hoping maybe in some future timeline they were given continuations, that there were more of them?
I don't think she's particularly hopeful for anything. She's more curious to see if a book that she recognizes is here.
You got it.
She's going to go read a chapter of it and fall asleep.
You find a graphic novel of Wisteria the Night. A little bit of a different take on this one, though. It seems they took some liberties and wanted to do something different. It is set in a future far, far away. Radiant Sister is literally a sword of light. Gets a bit tropey sometimes.
Yeah, does it?
It does.
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to you how much Roz likes this interpretation of it or not.
In this one, is Wisteria's girlfriend the hottest girl in the universe canonically?
Oh, stop!
Wisteria's boyfriend is.
I hate this book. It sucks.
Oh man, Robbie, you took a gamble there.
Roz considers burning it to do the universe a favor, but she decides that burning books isn't cool. So
You all suddenly hear Roz just throw a book.
At last, after 15 years, I found it. The scroll of truth.
Wisteria has a boyfriend.
He's even violent with education.
It turns out, though, that it was discontinued directly after that episode.
Yeah, I'll
sorry,
bet it
after
was.
that issue, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's the worst one in the series. Fans said I really went off the rails with
Yeah,
that one.
sure did.
She puts it back immediately and says this place sucks and goes to sleep.
Maeve, so you are looking for records of the Knights of Arcanum, as they were called according to the the Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of information are you hoping to find?
Stories of their specific exploits and what was maybe the last thing they did or that they were known for, maybe one of their biggest things they'd done.
Okay.
If there's anything personal writings from them, that'd be better. But if I can't get personal accounts from like the actual members of the Knights
Sure.
Arcanum, then their exploits will be the next best bet I could think of.
You do find a book talking about a group that called themselves the Knights of the Arcanum. They were active during the Calamity. They were at... Members of them were at a lot of the major battles throughout the Calamity. From the perspective that it's written, it's not written as though they are doing the quest or the charge that you have been given. You're only able to find it because you know what their group went by, but they seem to be regarded as though they were just another group of heroes during the Calamity that saved people, that helped to fight the gods. They had a longer roster than you would hope, and whether this gives you anxiety for the future or maybe just drives home even more how dangerous your quest is, or maybe it was just because this was during the Calamity. But it seemed like they were constantly losing a member, then gaining a new one, then losing two and gaining two more. So there were quite a few that seem to have been in here, and you do find accounts of a specific tattoo that people were able to sort of recognize them by. Make a... I'll let you choose insight or investigation check. Either of those two.
Insight. 21.
So the final mention that it has of the Knights of Arcanum, where they had apparently fully perished, or at least they didn't continue to maybe recruit after that, but there's no further mention of them beyond that, was that they were in a battle in a elven and orcish city on what is now known as the continent of Marquette, against the Ruiner, one of the betrayer gods, who destroyed that city and was attempting to sunder the entire continent. But because of the intervention of heroes that day, the city was lost, but the continent was saved. With a 21, as you are reading through this, you don't think that you're going to find anything in regards to information or knowledge about them as chosen of the Oracle. Now, whether that is because it is excluded by whatever force or knowledge creates these tomes, or if it's simply impossible for even an entity like the Knowing Mistress to see that information, you're unsure.
Okay. Interesting. So, question.
Mm-hmm.
Were these Knights of Arcanum also empowered by gods as well? Or doesn't seem
Yeah,
like that?
a few of them here and there were selected or championed by certain gods, or at least fought in their name.
Okay.
Not necessarily all of them were, but some of them.
Interesting. Okay. All right. She's going to be taking her time reading over that and pondering some things.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that anyone wanted to do while you are resting here?
Can I see
No.
if my name's there?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, 11 plus 8.
19.
19. Roll a D100.
I miss.
Yep. You look around for a while, but you don't even find the L section, unfortunately. Corey, yes, you can find Zana walking the shelves.
What letter section is she in?
Sorry, what was that?
What letter section is she in?
You can't tell. You don't read Celestial.
Does she? Does Zana?
Does Zana?
Zana does not either. Not that,
Ah,
not that you
dang it.
know, but she seems to be walking and looking.
I would have helped her.
Hey,
would've too.
Zana.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Okay, don't do that.
Be nice. Fine. What do you want?
Okay, that's not what I mean either. I was just wondering, do you know how to read this stuff? I was really interested in finding my book. Or Gil's, honestly. That would be funny.
No. This is not one of the 4 that I speak.
Can I incite her?
Sure.
$22.
She seems to be telling the truth. As far as you can tell.
Does it seem... What's like a general vibe check? Like what... How does she seem?
How does she seem? She seems like she is longing for something. When you ask, like if she reads as she answers you, the way that she kind of looks at the books, I think you can tell that she wishes that she does. There's something that perhaps she was hoping to look for as well.
You got people you can ask.
Oh,
Why'd you come to me and not Leo or Maeve?
well... Corey kind of kicks at the floor and then winces because they have no shoes. I just, I don't know. I just bunked up the first 5 minutes we were here, and I know it's what this is, it's nothing new, so I just didn't want to sulk in front of everyone else because I know I can sulk in front of you and you treat me the same no matter what, so.
That's not true.
I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that you won't sugarcoat it with me, so.
No, but I'd still try to cheer you up.
I know, and I appreciate it.
Why are you sulking?
Lost my mind in 30 seconds and almost freaking killed Zealous and then punched Roz in the boob and then
She laughs.
freaking I saw like literally every moment of my life flashing before my eyes and then I was paralyzed and then I woke up and then we found a dude and then we got swallowed by a thing. I don't know. It's been one hell of less than an hour.
Yeah, it's been a day.
But I want to find some books, and you know, I wouldn't mind your help in that if you want. We could ask Maeve.
If you'd like to, sure.
Okay. I don't look. I just go.
So, Zana and Corey come up to you, Maeve, during your reading at some point.
Yeah, I'm guessing she'll be at the end of it.
Maeve, Corey would like some help looking for a book.
Just Corey?
Yes.
Are you looking for a book too?
No, I don't need to know what could be, what will be, and what would be.
Maybe you don't need to, but do you want to?
No,
Okay. If you're sure.
I am.
She'll look to you, Corey. What are you looking for? I'll try my best. It's even with my understanding of the language, it's still pretty hard to find stuff in here.
Well, so I have 3 things I want to look for. I want to look for me, of course, obviously. I want to look for Zenithal. Sorry, Zana. And then I want to look for Corey kind of gets sheepish and if it's here, I'd like to look at Gil's book.
All right. I will warn you that the main problem with all 3 of those options is they are all 3 people that may not be using their real names. Or may go by different names in these books.
Well, we know Hyacinth's real name.
That's true. We can figure the rest on the way.
All right.
Uh,
One of the 3 of you make an investigation check at advantage with an additional +2. It's not going to be Zana with her +1.
yeah. I have +1 with advantage, so...
Okay, so
Wait,
you could do it at with an additional +4 then, Maeve. So you'd have +5 total if you did it.
+5.
Maeve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What if
Corey-
you channel somebody?
Corey, what is your investigation?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a +1.
Okay, cool. You're all exactly the same then.
All right. +5 with advantage. Okay. Oh shit. How do I do this? 2d20 +5. Keep highest 1. Did I do that right? I did. Okay. 18 + 5
All right.
is that. 23.
Corey, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
I can't inspo this.
Nope, not a D100.
I got so
Can
lucky.
No, I won't waste right to revision for it.
I am going to, in Zana's mind, just say, is there a subject you're nervous about looking up?
No. There's no need to see a story that's already been written when it hasn't been written for us.
Is this about yourself or something else?
It's not about anything. Knowing what is to come will change what is to come, or it won't. It will happen because you have that information, or it will change because you have that information.
Well, who made you the expert on time?
This is in their heads.
This is in our minds. Sorry.
Oh, Corey butts in. I'm not the awkward third wheel. I'm like in between you two, holding your arms like we're on a shopping trip.
Yep.
Just in the middle of everything.
Oh God.
All right, Corey, roll another D100 for me.
Okay.
I'm just hearing. We're also hearing Roz bemoaning about queer baiting.
Mm-hmm.
He's pissed.
It's so funny to me.
20 for the second.
One more.
One more. $48.
All right. You find 2 of the subjects you're looking for. You can
Ooh.
choose which 2.
Ooh.
Oh,
fancy.
easy. Gil and Zenithal.
So fast.
Okay. Which would you like to look for first, and what exactly are you? What kind of information are you looking for? Because this is a lot, right? It's not just like, what's this guy do in the future? Can we trust him? Is he going to betray us? Like, it's all the possibilities of their lifetimes.
Okay. I'll start with Zenithal, and then if possible, I think I would keep Gil's book to read later, like
You
before bedtime.
Cannot read Gil's book. These are all in Celestial. So unless you...
Yeah, fine. Me and
Unless-
Maeve stay up and just read books all night or sleepover.
Yep.
But for Zenithal, I think what I'm searching for are like essentially, yes, like I want to figure out like how is he painted throughout history, like
Throughout all of his
While-
different lives.
yes, like does it seem like he is more inclined to like does he always sacrifice the
Mhm.
many for a greater good in his eyes? Does he
So the first thing that you notice is in nearly every version, or a lot of the incarnations that you read, you can't read all of them, obviously. In a lot of cases, he comes from humble beginnings. He did not come from a wealthy or privileged family, but was very gifted and worked very hard to become a practitioner of the arcane arts. And through various different ways, a lot of the times it was from a wealthy or political patron of some kind recognizing his talents, got him into places like the Solstice Academy. Rises to prominence, becomes a political figure of some note. In a lot of places, it seems more powerful or gets to wield more influence than he does in Exandria. Even as a member of the Cerberus Assembly, the position he holds is like one of the lower or like less... Certain positions are seen to have more power than others, or at least get to dip their fingers in like more pies. So in a lot of the other ones, he seems to be at a higher station, or at least given more respect. In nearly every single one that you come across, him and Zana cross paths, with him being her mentor, her guardian. You see some where when Zana is old enough, is skilled enough, she kills him and takes his place. You see one where Zana escapes from him as a child, and eventually, years and years later, he finds her again and is killed by some Goliath warrior in a town square somewhere. You see versions of him where he is loved by the public, where he brings happiness, where he brings peace. You see versions where he does what is necessary. He is often ruthless and unforgiving, but what he's trying to accomplish does bring about the change that he aims for. In a lot of his decisions, the many do benefit from the pain of the few. It doesn't always seem just in the way that those few suffer, but the results are still there. Is there anything else you'd like to... I'll say that you can have, based on Maeve's high investigation roll, I will give you 2 more questions about Xenotol.
Ugh, I have a question, but it's totally selfish, and I can't do
The
it.
2 of you can collaborate on what you would like this question
I
to
will
be, if
lead
you'd
up
like
to
to.
with Corey, because mine is very selfish.
Well,
No, I think
at least
we
let it
might be
know.
thinking the same thing.
I don't know
What
if
were
we
you?
are. No, you go
Oh,
first. Don't. Nope.
okay. Well then, I don't want to use it in case we're both different, but
No, don't worry about me. Mine's not even that important. It truly
no,
isn't.
anything for Mother Maeve. I'm gonna hold it, just kind of like doing a study sesh with Maeve, and then I'm gonna close it, and then look to Zana and say,
Zana leaves when you 2 start
Yeah,
doing
I figured she was
Xenotol
gonna
stuff.
leave. I would have
I go
warned her.
find her butt. Where is she?
What, to make her read through this with you?
I'm not making her read through it. I just want to find her.
Okay, yeah. You're able to find, like, you can call her over for sure, but she says that she has no interest of knowing what information are in the books.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maeve.
Hmm.
I kind of wanted to do this big gesture where, like, we could be like, here's Zana, you have a choice here if you want to, uncover that part of your story. And as much as it's like, Zana's going to do what she's going to do, and I understand that it's like, we need more allies than enemies. But, like, I don't know. I felt like I couldn't move forward without knowing what my past was. And I think it's only fair that she at least has a choice to decide if that's what she wants. And she won't even consider it, if that makes sense.
I understand where you're coming from, but I think she has been considering it since the moment she's realized what this place is. And she has accepted that we found this and have some of this information. But that doesn't mean we can have her accept being told about it from us. I think it is enough to know that if she ever is curious after this, that she can ask one of us.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly just don't know. So I wanted to find this stupid thing, was just to see if he was actually someone who could help, even if his methods aren't agreeable.
I mean, that's just it, isn't it? These books are telling us extremely personal, up close details of people, and people are not all evil or all good. There are different shades of all of that. And so we can look at this and see, for instance, that he has flavors of ruthlessness and also did things that ended up being good for people. We can see where he meets untimely ends, and is that justice for him or is that tragedy? I don't know. I don't know if this book is really going to tell us whether we can ultimately trust him, unfortunately. Just that, well, him and Zana are certainly intertwined. That's not going away. But she
Yeah.
also has a choice in that too, of what her ending with him is going to look like, as is apparent by this.
What are your last two questions?
I think after hearing Maeve, Corey closes the book and just goes, well, I don't know. When you put it like that, now I feel like an asshole. But
Curiosity has a way of, I think, it leads us to strange places, that's for sure. But I can't fault you for your curiosity, and I think Zana understands that part, even if she may feel differently.
yeah.
Do you still want to look into Gil? That's more of a personal thing for you.
I don't know now. Because I don't think I want to know if me and Gil are kinda like that. Just entwined like that and always hurting each other like that.
I get that. The concept of soulmates was always not something my people ever really ascribed to, in the romantic sense of it, I mean. But I suppose there is something to be said of certain stories of people crossing paths, no matter the plane of existence. But what makes you afraid to see whether that's true or not between you and Gil?
Well, because I just don't, I guess I just don't want to know that there's no chance for any kind of happy ending. And if it's just really all gonna be bad, then I guess that's fine. I guess that's real. But I don't know.
Do you want to make amends with Gil?
No. Why would I want to do that?
Corey, it's okay.
I guess I just didn't realize how weird it would be without him. And I know he's done shitty things, but so have I. And
You care about him.
yeah. I I guess what bothers me is that anytime we would try to talk, it wouldn't be talking, it would just be him telling me, or he would say vague things like, oh, well, you don't know what I've been through. And I'm like, well, I want to know. And he wouldn't tell me. And then it's like at a certain point, it's like, then I'm going to stop trying. But then I still feel like an asshole for not, like not continuing to try. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It sounds like what the two of you had was. Well, I wonder if what closeness meant to you meant something different to him. You aren't wrong for leaving him, and you aren't wrong for wanting to have a happier ending with him. I don't think it's as simple as a happy ending is impossible for the two of you. I think it's more of, do the two of you want, with what the two of you want, is it something that can be compromised on? Is it something that the two of you share? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's just hard because it just feels like I just have to compromise. It has to be on his terms.
Well, that's just it, isn't it? You can't. Yes, in some relationships, you're going to have to let go of certain things. If I had decided that I couldn't date someone if they murdered people, well, this isn't going to work with Zana. But I also had certain things I wasn't willing to compromise on, such as communication and honesty, and that she's done very well with. It's the same with Gil. There may be certain things that you are willing to be okay with him, and there are some that you shouldn't be because that is compromising who you are and what's important to you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Leo, that's exactly it. Anyway. Do you want to talk to him? To Gil, I mean?
No.
Okay.
I mean, not yet. I don't know.
That's okay.
I don't want us to go and do this thing and then if we fail, not to say I think that's what's gonna happen, but you know, shit's crazy. I guess I just don't want to wink out of existence without, I guess, really talking. Just having one real, honest conversation about things.
You don't want to have the regret of never trying to see if anything could be patched up between the two of you.
Yeah.
I have one piece of good news for you on that one.
Music stuffing up.
Oh, let me wait for the music to stop fucking up. And then I'll continue. It's very
Here's your
Maeve,
good
there's no
news.
music. What are you talking about?
Maeve, you're crazy.
Huh?
Sorry, the way it was fucking up, especially, was just very distracting.
All good.
Oh, good.
All
Okay.
right, continue.
Maeve's gonna look at you. The reason you and Gil couldn't have the kind of equal relationship is there was an obvious power imbalance. You don't have that anymore. Yes, he's a djinn. He's extremely powerful. I'm saying you're not relying on him for his power anymore. if there's ever a chance to patch things up and see if anything can come of this, whether it's resolution or friendship, you have more ability to do that now than before. You don't need him anymore, and some relationships do a lot better when you are not needing someone. The question is, does he need someone to need him?
Yeah.
That I don't know. But you can find out if you want.
Corey squints their eyes at Maeve.
What?
Maeve, I love you so much. And I love how you always try to see the best in everyone and see both sides of the story and stuff. But be
Okay.
honest, do you like him? Did you ever like him?
Gil?
Do you hate him? Yeah.
He's not my type. I find him an all-powerful person that is kind of miserable and takes pleasure in putting people down because I think if he thought too hard, he might feel bad about himself. So he is not someone that I personally feel that a beginning first impression that we could ever be friends. But I'm not going to stop you. You had a different relationship with him than I did.
Ow.
Sorry, Hermia.
Sorry.
A book
I
fell
didn't
off
mean
of
to
a
trip you.
high shelf
I'm
and hit
getting
Hermia
attacked.
on the head.
Well, thank you for your honesty. Honestly, I kind of like that, Maeve. I kind of wish you would shit talk more. It's really fun.
The experiences that I've had, it was not easy, let me tell you, but you have to kind of keep this balance of understanding people, being empathetic, understanding multiple sides, and also understanding boundaries of when someone just fucking sucks for you. And maybe they don't suck for somebody else, and that's okay. I'm sure there's plenty of people that I care about that others would think suck. And that's okay.
As you two are discussing the Gil stuff and deciding whether or not you want to look at the Gil book,
Yes.
Quincy comes down to wherever Roz, I assume if you were lying down to finally go to sleep, you'd be near Hermia. Comes down to the two of you. Are you sleeping yet? No.
No,
Anymore.
I guess not.
Found something that may be of use to you and your cadre of fellows, as well as something for should you find or are able to contact the knowing mistress or one of her champions or someone on her behalf could use it to perhaps track us down.
Cool.
And he holds out this massive, thick, ancient tome whose binding seems to be wrought of silver and gold. It's embedded with sort of like various gems. It bears no author's name. It doesn't even really have like a proper title on it, but says on the cover, a tome of refinement for the purification and advancement of personal weaknesses and flaws.
Wait,
And
is this like a
is holding it out to
Self-help
you.
book?
to me or to Roz?
Just sort of in your direction. Like you two probably like set up your like bedrolls on the ground and he's just standing above you, holding it out above you.
Hermia just takes it, but like, oh hey, I think I have one of these at home.
I doubt it. Rest well. And he turns
Who
and
puts
walks
gems
away.
in their book cover? That seems a bit ostentatious.
Have you not seen books made of skin?
No. What?
Quincy goes, we have some of those.
No!
I don't need to see those. I don't.
If you were
I've
to
only heard of them.
kind
I've
of
seen 'em.
open and flip through it briefly, the inside of this tome is covered with indecipherable golden markings that seem to shimmer even in the darkness. But if you look and stare at them long enough, they slowly start to rearrange themselves into words that you can understand.
Like, what do they say?
You see them in Sylvan, Hermia. You see them in Somni, Roz.
Ooh, fancy.
I don't even know if Hermia actually speaks Sylvan.
Well,
For
today you
Eladrin,
do.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah, I think you're giving Sylvan.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, Elvish?
Yeah.
It's in Elvish then for you, sorry.
What's it say?
It seems to just be sort of words of wisdom, advice on how to recognize your faults and weaknesses and how to improve them. You can tell that the words are charged with a powerful magic. And for the players, this is essentially a kind of, it's one of those like skill up books. If you spend 48 hours reading this over a period of 6 days or fewer, it will increase your lowest ability score by 2. And then you will roll 1d20 to see if it loses its magic or not. And if it doesn't, someone else can then use it.
Ah, shit. All right, guys, we need a system.
No, I'm good. Don't worry about me.
I feel like we should wait to read this. Because, like, I feel like if, like, we forgo the long rest here, that might
Yeah,
like,
you don't
make
have
or
to. You
break
don't have to
us.
start it here. Quincy has given
He's
this
giving it to
to you, so you can
Yeah.
never use it. You can use it in a year if you're still alive and have it.
Can
We
you
can sell it for 40,000 gold.
what's it called? I'll put it in our pack.
Tome of Personal Refinement. I will drop it into the Discord.
Appreciate it.
Maeve wants to get
Tell
rid
me
of
about it, Herbia.
wants to get rid of that -1 charisma.
I was about to be like, all right, Corey, let's get over here and stop with your -2 strength. But
Corey, you have 3 options. Do you put the guild book back? Do you read it? Do you try to take it with you to read it later?
Don't steal from the Planetar.
Yeah. Didn't the Planetar say we can't take stuff?
I don't know that you've asked.
So if I don't ask, then the answer could be anything.
Look,
Okay.
Gil always says it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Gil's not a good
that
role
doesn't
Corey,
seem
model.
to
Corey
prove
thinks
divine.
that, and then it's like, no, stop it, get out of my head. I think. Ugh. Could I just randomly read like one chapter from this book?
Sure.
okay.
Roll.
I have you pick the page and then I'll read it. to
Roll
you.
a d. Roll a d20 for me.
Something.
17. Okay. On this page, you read about a version of Gil or a time where a couple newlyweds find a lamp, not a card box, and use the wish, the original or the first wish that they're granted, to end a famine in their village. Crops hadn't been growing for some years, and it ends, and they have a very bountiful crop, and it leads to a happy time in what you read of this section, and Gil seems a bit foreign to you. there's at least somewhere out there a version of him that at least for some amount of time was kind.
Are you okay, Corey?
Yeah. I'm glad that wasn't, I guess, a typical Gil story. So it's nice to know that, I guess, some form of him was like that.
And as you slide the book back and rest on that, everyone can take their long rest. You are all abruptly awoken the next morning. All right, everybody up. It's time to go. Get ready. Here you go. As something is dropped on each of you, and you doesn't hurt, but it's definitely like jarring. As you realize that there is like a small little like a little lunch, like little like biscuits and sandwiches for each of you has been like done up in like a little bow and like a tablecloth, like Bray packed like made and packed lunches for each of you, and then dropped each of them on you and goes, all right, go out there. And you see
thanks.
Quincy up at the top of the stairs. Well, it was a pleasure having all of you. We rarely ever get visitors, and honestly, usually when we do, we have to behead them. They're not as civil as all of you have been.
Wait, is Paper still with us?
Yeah, Paper's still there. He's just sort of been curled up by like the front door, just sort of in the corner, holding his knees, watching and waiting.
The whole time.
I mean, you don't know. You didn't ask where he was or what he was doing this whole time.
Maybe he could read.
Well, thank you for the shelter. It was very kind of you. We'll make sure to let any relevant deities know.
Let someone relate to Ayun.
Should you
specifically
survive and your, psyche isn't shattered into oblivion by beholding a god in their
Let's
true
hold a
form.
positive thought, yeah?
You're going to let us go then. You mentioned you may not stand for what we're about to do.
There have been no lies spoken within my presence. So, I believe you at least believe you're going to be successful, so good luck.
Thank you. If there was another
One
way,
more question.
that'd be great.
The crazy dude that we named Paper on accident, what's his deal? He's been here before, right?
He looks down. Have you been here before? Paper goes, yup. It's odd I don't remember, but he's telling the truth. Well, if he's been in the far realm, he's probably just had his own psyche shattered. And Paper goes, yup.
All right.
Cool.
Can we fix that?
Probably not.
Well, if you can get Doubloon to go ahead and hack us up, we'll
Yeah, out this way. And Bray kind of pushes you all out the door into the sort of the area where you were. All right,
boots
everyone.
back on. Takes time.
Nope. Yeah, put your shoes on. You watch as Paper mimics putting shoes on. As you,
It takes her a minute, but she gets her boots laced.
yeah,
back up.
as you are. Paper takes just as long as you to put his boots on, Roz, and then looks to you halfway through and goes, "I wish I still had boots." There's not many things in the far realm.
I'll give him my leather boots.
Oh. He puts them on, laces them up real tight, but they're still kind of a little big on him.
Yeah, I was about to say. I don't know if they'll fit, but that's
Not many
sweet.
things in the far realms wear boots, so I can't scavenge those.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, yeah, those ones will do you good.
All right. You lace up your boots. You get into a circle. Bray has all of you hold hands.
Hold
then
hands.
begins to cast a spell. Corey, Paper's holding your hand.
Is it slimy?
No, but it feels...
It's saggy.
No, not
Ooh.
saggy. I want to say spongy, but not like wet.
Oh.
Like it doesn't feel full or meaty.
It's missing bones.
And with that, you all feel this slight sense of vertigo, like you are beginning to fall backwards. And then you feel a rush of hot, warm air against you as you find yourself falling out of the darkness and see the massive beast that is the Astral Dreadnought sailing through more of the layers of the far realm away from you as you all begin to plummet. Everybody go ahead and make a charisma save for me. Go ahead and put your results in the chat, please.
Charisma?
Yes, please.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm gonna inspo that. All right.
Maeve and Hermia can take Roz's +5.
Oh, thank God.
Actually, it looks like everybody made it. Oh, you gotta roll for
23.
Zana. And Zealous.
Oh, God, Zealous.
Hate to say this, but should Luster be rolling too?
Up to-
No, that's fine.
I did want to. There is, I think, one.
Do you want to change his element?
Yeah.
If
I
you
just
wanted
don't
to
know
have
which one
changed his
pick.
element while you were doing
would've
your
done that
long
one.
rest, you can absolutely
yeah.
do that. Yep.
I just don't know which one to do. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. I don't know if any of those are any good.
It's a cold fire, light. I mean, lightning's usually pretty good.
That's what I did last time, but they were resistant.
Well, they were slow.
Fire makes a lot of things not heal anymore.
I guess fire is fine if things do fire, because I get resistance to fire.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll do fire so I can get the resistance. That's the best thing I can think of. Anyway, these things are weak to lightning, Sarah. Damn it.
As you all begin to fall through the plains of the far realm, the first thing that the majority of you notice, that green sliver, that almost like crescent shape, you see that again now, and you're sure that thing in the sky is a moon. It's starting to fill out more, and behind it, further away now, you see another sliver of pale green light that starts to blink into view. Somebody roll a D100 for me.
Hallie's doing it.
14.
Okay. You all land on the first sort of plane or layer that you can come to here. And the first thing that you see as you do, Zealous kneels down and kind of scoops up some of the ground and just begins to shovel some of it into his mouth.
Zealous.
Zealous? No.
Yes?
You should not eat dirt.
Is it dirt, though?
What
Is it dirt?
I do not think it tastes like dirt.
What does it taste like?
Did he know?
He takes another handful and puts it into his mouth. It is unpleasant.
Well, dirt would be. What does it look like?
This particular
bone shells?
plane that you're on, it's kind of a milky, kind of rust-colored substance.
Oh,
And Zealous thought to put that in his mouth.
Put 2 handfuls in his mouth.
Oh, great.
let's not put more of the blood-looking thing in our mouth.
They have like an irony taste.
He picks up a handful and starts slowly
No!
putting it up towards his
Gonna
mouth.
smack his out of his hand.
No more tasting. We're not tasting it.
All right.
I dip a finger into it,
Okay.
and I will like kind of dab it on my tongue really quickly.
Sure. As you do, almost instantly, like a chemical burn, you feel like there are 1,000 needles piercing into that section of your tongue over and over and over again.
Let's not do that anymore.
Sounds very
That hurts a lot.
Hey, I want to take us back to before we came in here. My first rule that I instituted: no experimenting. Let's just we gotta find this thing and go.
As you are experiencing this, Leo, can you please make an intelligence saving throw for me?
Oh my god. Is Zealous not have to?
Doesn't
Got
seem to.
magical taste buds that aren't affected.
Okay, 17 plus 4, so 21.
All right. You make it.
Barely.
Mhm.
Why would an
How is he
intelligent person-
supposed to tell what the floor tastes like?
Why are we Okay. Let's not. All right. Experiment is done.
You see
And
Paper
around.
is kind of standing up straighter than he normally does. Normally he's kind of, very hunched over, very like marionette-like. You just see he's kind of looking around, sort of just like he's judging. He looks down, looks in the direction of those sort of green slivers and moons. This way.
All right.
are we close?
Sure. Could be.
I shouldn't have asked. Sorry.
Wait a minute.
Distance doesn't have the same meaning here.
Wait a. It doesn't, does it? Okay. Robbie, I want to walk forward, and I want to know that I'm almost there.
Okay. You start to walk forward. Make a intelligence check for me.
We really need a wizard in the party.
Intelligence, you say?
Yep.
I'll even spend an inspo.
Ooh.
Just
Inspo.
Yes. We're being fancy today.
You know, spend all 100.
I got a 19.
That is not a failure. As Roz begins to walk forward, all of you start to follow her.
Mm-hmm.
You see that second source of light reveals itself to also be a moon. You notice two more pale green slivers start to cut through and into your sight. And there's something odd about that first moon that you saw. Because now you're not actually sure if it's a celestial body or not, as it has started to smear to the right or grow. You still see the circular orb, that shape, but something is emerging out of the side of it, the same width as what you thought was sort of the moon itself. And then you start to feel a vibration move through the ground, through the air, through you. A buzzing that shakes everything around you, everything within you. It permeates the air, a constant, strong vibration. It gets louder and louder. You hear your armor rattling against itself, arrows in the quiver, swords in the sheath. You feel the rattling in the vibration down to your bones. Roz, choose 2 people to get your aura.
Okay.
We're going to remember to do it this time, let you choose.
All right.
Do we get to know what kind of roll it is?
It is a wisdom.
I'll
It is a
say-
wisdom roll.
Wisdom.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to say Corey and Maeve.
Okay.
No, you have a good wisdom.
I have decent wisdom.
Corey and Zana.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Zana even used a lucky and rolled 2 4s. Where does that put her at? That puts her at 9. Dang, she's a plus. Oh, yeah, she has a 20 wisdom. That's a 15 for Zana.
A wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Yep.
Zana barely.
Yeah, I was about to be like, that's very kind of you, but I don't. I was about to tell you,
Makes it.
Pixada.
All right, Leo made it. Hermia, of course, made it. Zealous. Wisdom is like...
It's a main stat for him, so he.
It should be his best stat, yeah.
Honey, do you want to spend inspo on that wisdom save?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Rosalind instantly dies. Just vibrates out of existence.
God, no.
I am the Flash. I have vibrated myself into another timeline.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
That would be a dope conclusion for Roz becoming a speedster.
Go to the Speed Force.
All right.
Damn it, Dolvik.
Zealous used a Cosmic Omen on himself to succeed.
Yeah, it sounds
There you
good.
go.
What do you roll?
He was like 2 away. He rolled
Oh,
a 3.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Corey, you also made it. Congratulations.
Dolvik, Mother Maeve, I don't feel so good.
Alright, so I believe that's everyone, and only Roz failed.
Are you
Oh
sure,
my god.
Roz?
Roz!
Roz, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
You got madness. I don't know what kind of madness.
26. What kind of madness is
Sounds like
26?
good
what
madness.
degree of madness is this?
Short term still.
Okay, that's good. Don't get in any battles.
Roz, for 6 minutes,
6 minutes.
I'm going to let you decide, based on just maybe what's going through her head or what she's thinking of, on which of these 3 happens. But for the next 6 minutes, you are incapacitated as you spend the duration screaming, laughing, or weeping. So as this buzzing is becoming so overbearing that you can literally feel your bones shaking within your skin, what happens to Roz that she's incapacitated with some emotion?
she starts to weep hysterically.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
Does she have trouble moving?
Yeah, she essentially kind of falls down to her knees, weeping. I will say, just for the purposes of you can't take actions or reactions. You can move. You can still talk to people.
I was gonna have you ride Luster if you were really in a bad way.
But the ground begins to bulge. You watch as a mountain begins to lift up in front of you. The milky, sort of rusty color of this lair begins to fall off, and the buzzing now is nearly unbearable. You feel like you are going to be shaken apart, and you can tell now it's coming from this entity. And as it rises up impossibly tall to 300 feet, you start to see a vague shape of a man, of a bee of some kind, as it sets down this massive urn or this massive container of some type in front of all of you. Seems to look down. You can see that this thing is comprised of thousands of bees, wasps, insects of some kind. And in this loud, booming voice that is inside of your head and echoes over and over and over, you all hear this low, deep, "Who is it that steps before the keeper of 70,000 bees?"
Hermia starts crying.
Roz is already crying, so.
Do I have any idea what that means? Who this entity is?
Clearly, it's a beekeeper with 70,000 bees.
That's thank you, Roz. Yep. Okay. We
Paper kind of shouts over the buzzing. "The keeper of 70,000 bees. Good or bad omen, depending on your worthiness."
worthiness of what?
I don't know.
We do I even see it? We seek passage to a jail cell, but not ours.
What prison is it that you look for?
The Crawling King.
A march towards oblivion for most beings.
We need a tiny piece of his prison. We are not going to face him. At
You have
least
such a
not,
beautiful voice.
at
And
least not head
still you march towards your end. It tips over this large urn, and the lid falls off, and you can see within it endless honeycombs buzzing around. Step within and be judged. Receive a boon or punishment.
I don't want to go in the bees.
It's okay.
I'll
I'll take you in.
Maeve steps forward.
Anyone who wants to go in may.
Yeah.
Wait, we have a
Roz is-
choice?
Yeah, you have a choice.
Anyone
so-
that wants.
Roz is still
I
crying
don't know if
hysterically,
anyone
but she
wants
goes in.
to.
Why?
Maeve's going forward.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I'm not afraid of bugs, so let's go in.
You have to drag Hermia in.
I feel like not afraid of bugs does not encompass 70,000 bees.
Yeah.
I feel like you could reasonably not be afraid of bugs,
And
but still be a bit squeamish about 70,000 bees.
Google how many bees are in one beehive.
No.
Well, the thing about this is the bees are of all different shapes and sizes as well because they comprise this.
You know what?
thing.
It's fair. The average beehive has between 20 and 80,000 bees in it.
There you
So
go.
he's just got a beehive
You've
here.
got a regular beehive with different sized bees.
Yeah,
I
like
love that.
some of them are the size of cattle. You see one the size of a
Okay,
whale.
well, that again is a problem. Now
Yeah.
we've returned to the issue at hand, actually. Some of them, like, and you get stung by a bee, that's not any fun. You get stung by a cow bee, that you're dead. You just
Wait,
there's
is
a
it-
hole in the
Man.
middle of you.
Is it like just a cow that has like?
No, it's a bee the size of
No,
a
it's
cow.
a, it's a,
it's
it's
just
a
a
Oh,
bee.
that's
Does
less
its
fun.
ass still pull out when it tries to like unhook itself? No.
So is everybody going in?
Hey, we don't have to have everybody.
Oh,
Is paper going in?
Paper's
Yeah, you
not
can't-
going in.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you can't stop Ross, she's
Neither
going in.
neither is Zana.
Hermia is not going to go in. She's just going to cry as she watches Roz go in.
All right,
Roz also cries as she goes in.
Roz,
Maeve is going.
Roz is going in. Maeve is going in.
Yeah.
Leo's going in.
Leo's going in. Corey.
Kari's crying and then just runs in.
All right.
4 of us.
I feel like Zealous would probably go in as well, wouldn't he?
He probably
Zealous would be the
would.
first
He
one
also
in
says
trying to
something-
eat the
yeah.
honey.
Zealous would say something like, I have metal skin. I can't be stung. Of course
They
I'll go
they
in.
would turn into a bee and then
Yeah.
fly in.
All right.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
So Zana and Hermia, perhaps the most sensible, stay out.
Yep. Okay. Give me just a quick second here. So we have Roz, Maeve,
I love that
Leo,
everybody but Zada. Poor Zada is like,
Zealous.
Zana's out there, and Hermia and
Corey.
Paper are just
oh, that's right.
behind
Hermia's
her
out there
crying.
too. I forgot her. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Golvic added the quote, if you get stung by a cow bee, that's it. You have a hole in you now.
Cool. Excellent.
Listen, you can... Sorry. Listen. There are none more worthy to judge than the bees.
Jesus.
Do we need to wait a sec? I'm worried about
What
your
is
quiet.
happening?
Yeah, so as you all walk into this large sort of container,
Yeah.
it's essentially sort of this massive like basket that the bees and the hives seem to be in, and they're buzzing around, and there's honey and nectar just dripping all around it. You still feel this vibration through your body, and I need a charisma saving throw from Corey and Zealous. I need a wisdom saving throw from Maeve and Leo, and I need an intelligence saving throw from Maeve.
You mean from Roz?
Nope.
So I do 2 rolls?
Sorry, did I say you twice?
Yes.
Roz and
Yeah,
Leo
I
is
didn't have
wisdom.
Oh.
Sorry, Maeve is intelligence.
I'm intelligence. Fuck. Can I have your aura?
Everyone can have her aura.
Okay. Cool.
It is a enclosed enough space.
Woo! All right. So what's it plus 5?
24 for you.
Okay, 24. Cool.
Oh my God, Zealous, you. Why am I using that die still? All right, so Maeve, you got a 19.
Plus 5, so
Yep,
24. 24.
Cool. You pass. Roz, you got a 19.
Yep.
You pass. Corey, you definitely pass.
Double pass.
Yep. 9. Zealous.
Can I ask how you chose each saving throw? I'm really curious.
Zealous fails. You may not.
Oh. That sounds like you had cool thoughts behind it.
Zealous fails. Maybe I'll tell you when you're out of the far realm.
Okay.
Zealous also begins to weep uncontrollably as the
Roz puts
bees
an arm around him.
begin
Gotcha,
to swarm him and start to sting and attack him. And Zealous takes
Oh God.
Luckily, he is. Shit, is he immune to poison now? No, he's only resistant. He's only resistant.
Yeah,
To it. Yep.
it's immune at the final stage.
All right. All right. So he takes 45 halved to 24 poison damage. Oops! I have so many windows up. Where's the right one? So it didn't hurt quite as much as Corey's fireball did the other day. And then he also takes 19 piercing damage.
And cowbees don't fuck around.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking cowbees.
The rest of you, roll me a d20.
Okay.
As you, well, first let me ask you, passing the saving throw, you walk in, you were told to drink of the nectar and the honey. Do you all drink the honey?
Yeah.
All right. Then yeah, each of you roll me a d20, please.
Damn it! Ah, fuck. Oh well.
Maeve,
Yeah.
you are permanently resistant to bludgeoning damage.
Well, what? Oh.
Roz,
Okay.
Hell yeah.
you are permanently resistant to force damage.
Oh shit!
Leo, you are permanently resistant to lightning damage.
Forever?
Forever. Was that everybody? Did I not get somebody?
How do I put that in here?
Go to your defenses,
Oh, can you add them?
click
Okay.
customize resistance, and put it in.
Is it resistance or immunity?
Resistance.
Resistance.
Resistance. Okay, sorry.
Force damage.
Corey,
And is that from
13.
non-magical attacks or any attacks?
Any bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
really
fuck
good.
yes.
Roz, still crying, holds her arms out and says, "The bees have judged me worthy. Despair, mortals, for your words mean naught now." And then she continues crying.
Wow. She really has gone mad.
I think finally her tears have started turning into laughter, and now she just thinks it's very funny.
As you all come out of the...
Robbie,
Yes?
you forgot Corey.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Corey.
Corey got a 13.
Yep. Corey, you are permanently resistant to thunder damage.
Fancy.
As you come
No
out
magic missiles got you.
of the bee's basket, you watch as the keeper of 70,000 bees begins to disperse, and you watch this massive swarm fly in all different directions and all different planes. And then over the course of like 5 minutes, the buzzing and the vibration stops. Your bodies feel like an oozy, like jello kind of feeling.
Yeah, it's like it's weird, but it kind of feels good, like you had a real bit, like a major massage.
Your madness wears off, Roz, as the reality of what just happened and what you just did kind of
She
like
just keeps
sets
laughing.
in.
Yeah, no, she still has this kind of like punch-drunk look on her face as she looks over at you all and is like, "Oh, hey." So I was thinking about it while we were in there. It really doesn't matter if we die here. I have the coolest death now. I win.
Raz.
What if I
Can you
eat
do
you
me
while
a
you
favor?
sleep?
Is that paper?
Yeah.
Does paper say that?
That wouldn't be
I
very
mean-
cool.
Listen.
I'd start with the toes.
Hey, paper.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna institute a new rule. It's called the "speak when spoken to" rule.
That's mean.
No.
So's eating people's toes while they're asleep, Hermia.
I didn't say I was gonna do it. I just said it wouldn't be cool.
I agree. It wouldn't be cool. We follow one rule in this party. It is the rule of cool.
Be
And we
cool.
don't put like eating things into the ether because the robot there just got the taste buds, and I don't want him thinking we have tasty toes.
Oh man, that was.
I feel like I could take a Roz punch.
You want to find out?
You know what? Maybe later.
I knew
Maybe
what I
not
was-
now.
I knew what I was going to spend my 100 inspiration on.
I'll let you. If you
you'll
hit
kill me.
somebody else, like who's
Yeah.
not an NPC, I will let
Yeah.
you put each point of inspo as a point of damage.
That's so rude. That'll kill me immediately. I have 101 HP.
Well, that wouldn't kill you. That
It
was not
wouldn't.
unconscious.
It wouldn't. She'd only be able to do half your HP. She'd be able to bloody you.
Yeah.
You could kill me though.
All right. As you all sit here, however you feel about the encounter with the Keeper of 70,000 Bees.
Ugh.
It was the best.
I just looked at Zahn. I'm like,
We do
that was ridiculous. I'm sorry you had to witness that.
No, that was amazing. That was way better than anything that happened in the Feywild. That was way better than anything that happened in the Palo Grove. I feel great.
Ross,
We
did
gotta-
you just like find a new religion? Because I've never seen you speak so like fervently about even more than Avandra.
No, I am a paladin of Avandra. I didn't find a new religion. I found a new temple of worship.
The bees?
The Hive, yeah.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
Avandra tells us that we must find our own path, and that is about as far off the beaten path as you can get.
Raj, just you know,
The new subclass for the book.
you passed your madness check.
Yeah, I know. She knows.
Oh yeah, she's
Okay,
aware.
no,
She's recovering.
This is a permanent madness.
This is just her like living in the moment.
So at some point while all this was going on, as you look back to try and find that green, whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
First you thought it was a moon. You still see the slivers. That growing moon has gotten even longer now, with a large pale green bar growing 4 times as long as the moon, like it's stretching across the sky. I need someone to roll a D100.
Raza smacks her cheek. She's like, "Okay, time
I'll
to get
do it.
serious."
Oh, nope. Corey rolled a 13.
No, that was.
Oh,
for
sorry. That was
insight.
earlier. Sorry.
Go ahead.
21.
Okay.
I was really upset when I rolled a 2, but I'm actually kind of happy with my bludgeoning.
That's a very, very good one.
Piercing would have been better, but I'll take bludgeoning.
So as you continue on, moving towards this, you begin to pass from lair to lair, plane to plane, trying to figure out how to get closer. You try the trick you did, Roz, to just sort of will yourself to be closer to it, but it doesn't always seem to work, and paper begins to lead you to new layers. And as you continue, your surroundings start to look familiar. Not in a way that you've seen them before, but they look less like the madness of the far realm and more normal. You see trees and bushes. You see a stone park bench. You see storefronts. Other pieces of random scenery from the prime material plane. Disparate pieces of the real world pulled and plopped onto the plane. And as you walk, the benches turn brittle and they start to crumble. You see a sap sproutling rise from the ground. It grows tall, and then it withers away. You watch the storefront strip of paint. You see several clocks moving at blinding speeds forwards and backwards, others ticking super, super slow. Corey.
Oh, sorry.
You start to look around. What's going through your mind right now? Corey.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I didn't even hit it.
Oh, never mind.
I think Corey is just seeing all of this and just is like bewildered and fearful and is starting to think about, especially after reading all the books and just our mission with the architect, wondering what, I guess, oblivion would be. Like, is it a true reset? Like, do we all just come back but in different ways? Or is it like, no, like the architect starts fresh every time?
Okay. As you're thinking about this, Leo, you see Corey kind of lost in this sort of this something worry across her face. Do you say anything? Do you do anything?
In the back of her head, I'm like, what's eating at you, kid?
Oh. Do you think, if we die here or if we die at the end of the world, do you think we'll feel it? Like, I know that our, we'll go somewhere else, some different plane, but if we fail, like, does that even happen for us, or are we just gone?
Here in the far realm, I'm not sure, but who did we lose? Oh, Hermia dropped out. Sorry.
Okay, good one.
As Leo begins to respond to you and talk, Corey, you start to notice his hair graying more on the sides. Wrinkles in his face start to get a bit deeper and more pronounced. Continue, Leo.
But I have experienced the end you're kind of afraid of. Oddly enough, I was okay with it. Because I had faith in you guys. Faith that everything that I worked for would continue on through you guys. So it was okay, like, being unmade. It's hard, but I think it's a lot easier because I'm a lot older. I've experienced life.
Yeah. Corey stops and, Leo, you're literally getting a lot older right now.
Well, that's not
guys?
nice.
He's also
No.
very short of breath suddenly. Like it's been difficult for him to be walking as much as you are.
Oh my gosh,
Maybe I
Leo,
should lay
stop!
off those cigars.
Everyone, guys! Leo's really, really old. More than normal.
Do we hear this?
Yeah, you hear, and as you turn around and
Okay.
look, you can see like Leo's kind of like bent over a little bit further than he normally is. His hair is considerably more gray, deep wrinkles, even for an elf. Your
I look
bones
at-
are starting to ache, Leo.
Oh, fuck, this is...
Oh,
Is there a chair
Yeah.
somewhere I can sit down?
I
There's a
look at-
Zealous, can you heal him?
decaying bench nearby. Zealous goes, "Yes, I can do that." And Zealous will use a 4th level Cure Wounds.
I look at everyone else. Is anyone else aging?
No, nobody else seems to be affected.
Okay.
Why does he have his things set up in a weird way? Why aren't they showing up? 4th level. Why isn't Cure Wounds in 4th level? What did you do, Zealous?
I don't.
only-
That doesn't make any sense.
It's only in 1st level? Oh, I see. Must have some weird thing on. All right. Cast it. Did it roll it? Here, 4d8 plus 5. Heals you for 23 plus some extra stuff from his things. You feel better for a second, but otherwise it doesn't seem to really make much of a difference.
What is that?
Do I understand what's going on to me, or do I just?
I think that when they kind of say that, and like you look down at your hands and you can see them kind of wrinkling in front of you.
Can I judge how much time I have left?
At this rate, I mean, it's hard to tell for sure, but not days.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Anybody got a detect magic?
I
Do you have that potion that you drank to de-age you? Or you already drank it, didn't you?
Yeah. I throw Maeve over Elroy. It's like, use him.
Okay, I'll try to use Elroy on him.
Okay, normally that's used for identify or for an Arcana check where you get like a major bonus
plus
to
10.
it. So I will let you choose. You can either attempt to like identify the effect on him, or you can try to do an Arcana check to maybe understand what is happening here.
I know she's not here, but I think it'd be better to give to Hermia to do that, just because of her.
Yeah. Well, okay. I rolled a natural 20, and then she has a bunch of insane shit
Yeah, big
on top of
bonus.
that. So yeah, that would be like well over like 40. Hermia explains that what she's seeing through Elroy is that this level or this plane that you're on seems to be causing a rapid decay or reversal of age in time, and she can't make out any sort of pattern to it. It's the far realm. It's chaotic. It's random. But somehow or for some reason, it has set its. She kind of explains that like if this plane was like an entity itself or like a living thing, it seems to have shifted its gaze to Leo specifically. For what reasons, she could only theorize are that maybe it's because he is the oldest and he has the most time, that it's either giving him more or trying to, like, giving him more as if he's lived more, or it's trying to take his time away from him.
The idea if we can get out of here, if he'll be okay, or is this permanent?
She doesn't know.
Okay.
Well, let's get the hell out of here then.
Yeah, Roz, can you carry Leo?
Yup.
All right, you
She scoops him up, puts
him
him on
up.
her back, and goes.
Yep, you begin to move. Leo. What, as you're kind of being carried by Roz, Corey, I assume you're nearby, that you're looking at him, so you see Corey staring up at you, Leo. Is there anything that you wanted to say to anyone if you don't make it or they can't find a way to fix this?
I'm gonna lock eyes with Corey. If I don't make it, I don't want you to be the one that falls to pieces because of it. You're strong. You've made it this far. And I don't think I've said this, Corey, to you directly, but I'm actually proud of you. Proud of your accomplishments that you've come so with this group. Do not fall apart. Stay strong for them. And then I'm just gonna grip onto Roz's shoulder and kind of give her the look like this might be going sideways.
You're able to find a break or an opening with Paper's help in this layer of the far realm, and you slip out of it down through this sort of gray wisp-like material that just seconds ago you were walking upon. And as you're coming out the other side and you land amongst this forest of what I would describe as lava lamp mushrooms, you set Leo down. You wait to see if the effect reverses, if it stops. Corey, did you have anything that you wanted to say in response? How's she feeling right now? If you don't have anything to say, what's going through her mind?
I think Corey just started like her eyes full of tears, just like at the suddenness of everything going on, and just hearing Leo's words and the seriousness in his voice, and just takes his hand and goes, okay, I won't, but you're gonna be fine, because I want to keep making you proud, and I want you to see that, and you need to be here to see that.
As you're holding
And
his hands, Corey, and you're saying these things, the color starts to slowly come back to his hair. The wrinkles begin to fade just slightly. He was old before. But continue.
And I know I was a little shit when I met you, and I was made fun of how old you were and stuff, and I know that in some ways all of us, we all just take care of each other, and we're here for you now. I'm here for you now. So I know you think that afterlife or whatever isn't so bad. We have a mission, damn it. And Corey just punches his shoulder.
It doesn't hurt.
And we have to be there
I'm
for that.
dying. What was that for?
As you look up at him and kind of wipe any tears away from your cheeks, all of you watch as during this speech that Leo has returned to normal.
The goddess.
What's everyone's passive perception?
11.
22.
27.
Okay. Zealous isn't here, so he doesn't get a chance at it, but all right.
Nothing then?
Nope.
Okay.
Paper kind of
Just
perks up.
Huh.
Are we all good? The melting halls of time are always a fun place.
Close.
Well, that would have been nice heads up to know that I was gonna.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to be there. The the layers here are constantly shifting and moving.
We also need to invest in some Far Realm diapers.
What's
I
a
think,
diaper?
You know what? Someone else can explain it to him because I'm not. One thing I think this has taught us is if we are dealing with an adverse effect, we need to try to move to the next one.
So time is of the essence. What kind of room are we in now?
Agreed. Do you recognize this paper?
He begins to look around, and all of your attentions are sort of drawn upwards. And there are now 4 full pale green moons in the sky, each of them starting to smear and grow these long moon-width bars out of them in the same direction. Some of them are smaller than others, though, as if they're further away or the perspective is just a little bit different. Yes. This leads to the luminous mire. I think we're close. As close as we can be.
What's the luminous mire? What do we have to know about that one?
It can show you what are the things called? That we have in our past, and we grow up with them, and they're
Trauma?
around us. I don't know what that is. No, like you, like us, the things we are.
Our history?
Friends?
People. It can show you people. People from
What
your
kind of-
people from your time.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Fantastic. Okay.
They're
Alright.
real people too.
What do you mean they're real
No.
people?
They're real people.
Okay, but they are figments of our imagination that feel real, you mean? Because there's no way they're transporting people from the material plane to here.
Pigments of imagination.
You wouldn't know. Got it. Okay. What have you seen, Paper? Who do you see?
I make myself forget. It's a surprise every time.
Oh. Right.
You're like an onion. There's a lot of layers to you.
I thought you were going to say because he was stinky. I'm just kidding.
No.
Okay. So, all right, everybody. Deep breaths. We're going to be seeing some spooky force visions. Do we all know the protocol for spooky force visions?
Corey's traumatized.
This is how Maeve is coping with the trauma.
Leo's back hurts.
Okay.
You all begin to follow Paper into a swampy mire that glows with an unnatural bioluminescent light, as streams of odd fluids from the other planes of the far realm seem to spill into it. You see strange plants, creatures that flicker in and out of view like they exist here and elsewhere, and the ground squelches beneath your feet with whispers of warning. They're coming for you. Strike them before they can speak your name. And as you all begin to walk forward, a mist starts to rise and permeate around you. And that's where we'll pick up next time.